she break my Benjamin?
She break my Benjamin. How are people going to tell us apart? Gray
I don't
hoodies,
know.
dark pants. Like,
We're wearing the same
We are
fucking
matching
things.
today, completely by accident.
Yeah. This is just what I wore to the dentist, man.
You went to the dentist today?
I did.
How was it?
My gums hurt so bad.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What'd you have? Gingivitis?
They were like, you're on the border of gingivitis. You
Wait,
gotta,
for real?
Yeah. They were like, you gotta floss, motherfucker. And I was like, damn. And like, last time I went to the dentist was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't been since because the place I went to, it was this place in Buckhead, which should have been my first mistake.
Yeah.
They were like, you have like 12 cavities. And I was like, 12? And then they fucked up filling the first couple so bad. Like my teeth hurt worse than they did before for
Good
like
God.
months afterwards. So I was like, I'm not fucking going back there.
Dude, I don't know what's up with me, but like I went to the dentist this year. And like, dude, like straight up, I don't even want to say this on the show, but I'm going to. My tooth care is so poor.
Yeah.
Like I brush my teeth, but like oh my God, do I not floss?
No.
And like I'm just like so bad with it. Like and like literally every time I go to the dentist, the only note is just like you should brush your gums a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Every single time I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
hell yeah, I'm gonna do that for sure,
I
dude.
was like, yeah, for sure. Like I just have pretty good tooth health, man.
Yeah.
That being said, I do have a special front tooth that is very crooked, but whatever.
Like that.
And yeah, it adds character.
Yeah.
It's also hardly noticeable, especially when I'm bald, because everyone's so focused on the chrome dome.
They're like, holy fuck, you're
They're
bald.
like, what the fuck? Who is that over there?
What the hell?
I did not realize how much of my mental health was attached to having too much hair.
Do you
Like-
think having too much hair decreases it?
Depressed me. Yeah.
Really?
No joke. Like I just, my hair is starting to not curl
Yeah.
anymore, which is what I was so used to. Was like my hair would curl and it would like grow very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like, it would make me look younger, and also it just like, I don't like it, but like it started not curling and growing slower. So like it was a progression over like a month of not, or probably a couple months of not cutting it.
Yeah.
And it was just like weird and straight, and like no matter what I did to it, it looked weird. Also like the sides grow quicker than the top, so like some fucked up shit was happening.
Yeah.
And then Dan shaved my head on my birthday.
I saw a picture of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did my girlfriend get me Costanza-ing?
I don't remember who posted it, but
Nice.
it was Dan with like the razor to your head, and I was like, it's happening again.
Oh, that was on the Cowboy tour, I think.
Oh,
That was
different time, but you're
Yeah.
still bald.
Yeah, but I was still bald. Yeah, I had to shave my head twice on the Cowboy tour.
2 times.
I know, it got too long, like midway through.
Damn.
But for some reason, I think maybe like maybe because I'm like less stressed, it's just been growing slower or something like that. Maybe because I'm more stressed, it hasn't been. I don't fucking know.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, so Dan shaved my head the other night, and then like the next day, I was like, I look hot. I'm great. Fuck you. Like I was like, this is awesome. Like I felt great instantly.
Damn.
So I know it's crazy.
If you're having mental health troubles, shave your head.
Shave your head.
Nothing can go wrong from that.
I'm a little bummed that. Well, I mean, I think I was under the impression that if I shaved my head earlier, I maybe would have gotten People's Sexiest Man Alive for this year. Sexiest Man Alive, but we've got a new campaign, everybody.
Yeah.
Sexiest Man Alive 2025 is what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Um,
Cast your votes, people.
The only reason I bring this up is because did you see that there was a blind item that John Krasinski reportedly paid like a couple $1 million to be the sexiest
like
man alive?
fucking too much, way too much
Way too much money.
to do that. And then like I saw this like video that was like a little promo for it, and it was him just like smiling at the camera and like
Yeah, it's
looking all
just him
sexy and stuff.
smoldering. Like,
And it's like I don't know. He kind of looks like a chipmunk now. I don't know what the Yeah, that's John Krasinski right there. Holy shit. They really
is
should have
there a
picked
special
you.
type of plastic surgery that fucks with your forehead?
I don't like what do you in what way fucks with your forehead?
He's the first thing I notice about him. First of all, big ass nose.
Huge nose.
He got a big.
He's
got a
always
schnoz.
had that,
He's
though.
always had a schnoz.
Yeah.
And as somebody else, as somebody with a schnoz,
Mm-hmm.
like fine, great. I love
I've-
having a big nose. I think it's distinguished. It rocks.
I've come to peace with it. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah,
He's got a big nose.
You've come to peace with his big nose.
Yeah.
Whoa. The first thing I notice about that dude is his forehead.
Mm.
Every single time.
Like just how big it is.
It's like a 5 head, man. I can't believe what I'm looking at.
I think that's because like
He
the
styles his
the
hair
Office is
upwards.
still the Office is still what he's most popular for, and in that whole thing he
has
had bangs.
yeah. Like a little gay boy.
Mm-hmm.
Little gay boy, 45.
So I don't know. The first thing I noticed about that promo was how fucking big his cheeks were.
He does have big cheeks,
He has
dude.
huge
Yeah.
cheeks.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I didn't notice it before, and then like I watched this video where he's like trying to seduce me, and I'm like, you got big cheeks, brother.
He is.
Ain't nothing wrong with big cheeks, but you're also on People's Sexiest Man Alive right
Yeah.
now.
He is awful. Like,
Yeah.
I can't really think of a John Krasinski performance that you could point to, and I'm like, yeah, I like him in that.
I guess The Office, but like that's kind of
I
like
guess The
just-
Office, yeah.
And I thought he was like, I thought he was pretty good in A Quiet Place, but I think that movie kind of sucks. So like,
I think that movie does suck.
I liked the prequel with Lupita Nyong'o way better.
That's what I've heard, is that it's very good.
Yeah,
Same director as Pig.
so true.
That is pretty funny. Like the classic, like director makes like hit indie movie, gets offered big property sequel or prequel,
Yeah.
and he just made it like Pig again. He was like, you know what? It's just it's not gonna be a movie about aliens. It's gonna be about a movie. It's gonna be a movie about Lupita Nyong'o walking around.
And you know what? I had a great time.
That's what I've heard, is that it's very good.
Yeah. They kind of just like they don't even pretend that those monsters are scary.
Oh,
Like,
perfect.
Yeah, because
'Cause
like
I wouldn't have believed it.
no, that's like one of
Yeah.
the main problems with that series is that like they're not scary. And
They
like
look too much like a different monster from another movie.
they look like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And that thing is like appropriate for what series it is. Like
Yeah.
it's a kid's show. So like, well, I don't know how they kind of went off the rails with season 4 a little bit, but you know.
Have you seen all of that show?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I stopped very hard like 2 episodes into season 2.
season 2 was
And I was
definitely worse.
This is ass.
But like
sure.
I was still in the mode where I was like, God damn.
I know, sorry.
I was still in the mode where I was like, Stranger Things, wow. Because like that
I
first
think
season
everybody
is
was.
still like that first season is still amazing television.
It's
Like-
fun. I will say it is like the television equivalent of like liking Olivia Rodrigo as a nearly 30-year-old person.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
but I'm not nearly 30, so not yet.
I am, and I heard the Olivia Rodrigo song "Traitor" today, and I didn't know that that's like one of the worst songs I've ever heard.
I think it's fine. It's not one of the better
That song
songs on
sucks.
It's not one of the better songs on Sour, but it's fine.
Yeah, I liked Sour when it came out. I liked Brutal. I think that's a good song.
Brutal is really
I
good.
think
I think it's really funny how Brutal and the first song on
Good for You.
on that Illuminati Hotties like mixtape.
Oh,
are they
Let's
have
smash to a
yeah.
podcast.
I think it's really funny that those two songs have basically the same riff.
What's that song's called?
Would I get canceled if I was a man and
Will I get canceled for naming a song? If you were a man, you'd totally get canceled. I think is what it's called.
Oh, that's such a good project.
It is so good.
I have that. Like they pressed it one time.
You have it?
Yeah.
Sarah will be so happy to hear that.
Dude, I love that album.
I love Illuminati Hotties. I love Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a person where like, I don't know. She's so fucking talented.
Yeah.
I love her. I love
She's
her to
sick.
death.
I didn't
Shout out Sarah.
Shout out.
She does listen sometimes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you hear this episode, Sarah, I really like your stuff.
Shout out Illuminati Hotties.
So true.
That is their best. That is like their best release. I really like the new record too.
I haven't
Very
gotten to it yet.
It's very fun.
I've been like so caught up in local releases this year. Like I've been putting together my like album of the year contenders and song of the year and EP of the year, and like there's just so much shit, dude.
Yeah. Nice.
Like so much like shit music, but like also so much like really good stuff.
I had a late stage AOTY. I don't remember what it was.
I mean, I don't know if any of the like I'll have to listen to the local ones more before I can like put them in consideration for my like main album of the years, but like I don't think anything's beating the Grape record. Like that was
record's amazing.
That was a late one for me. Like it was Brat
album.
for a while, and then that record came out, and like it hit, and like there was a stretch of like a week straight where I physically could not listen to anything else.
The Peggy album's really high for me.
Yeah. Me too.
Man, I don't know. Maybe we should do a little end of the year list episode.
Maybe.
Would you guys want that? If you would like that, comment. Let us know.
We might do it anyway.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah.
Classic.
What
was I talking about?
I don't remember. We were talking about Olivia Rodrigo and Illuminati Hotties. And
burping and
all right. John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I think the Robert California season of The Office. It might be my favorite.
Which one is that?
The one with James Spader as the new boss.
Oh, I don't think I ever got that far.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
There's a part where he's just like in the conference room, like staring at an Oreo, and he's like, "They haven't really improved on the Oreo, have they?" It's really good. He's like a total psychopath. It's awesome.
I've seen a couple episodes because like my parents will do an Office rewatch sometimes. They'll just they'll blow through the whole series. And sometimes like when I'm over like at work, I'll catch an episode or two. Some of them are so ass. Like later in the series, like damn, it sucks.
I wonder if there's a way that you can I like this is about to be such a fucking nerdy ass thing to say. Paramount Plus has certain Star Trek episodes like all collected. Like there's like a holodeck episode collection, so it's like every series holodeck episodes. Or like there's like every Cardassian episode, or like every episode involving Q, like that's from Next Generation or whatever. I would love to do like an Office one that's just like bangers only.
Yeah.
Because like at a certain point, like I don't need to see the Jim and Pam storyline play out again.
No.
I think everyone's pretty soured on that.
Yeah.
At the time, it was very well done. I will say, like at the time, I remember. God, I'm so old. I remember that airing and it being like when they finally got together. I remember it being like a big deal, and it was like they did like when when it played out in real time,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, this is very good. You know, I think people have soured on it just because, I mean, there's so many fucking annoying ass people that watch The Office, but
Well, also,
I bet we could put together a bangers only of The Office, is what I'm saying. Sorry.
probably. Oh, you're good. I think the problem with that is like, most of like the good tension before they get together is the will they won't they,
Yeah.
and then they get together and that's gone, because like they did.
Yeah, but it's like,
And like they make up some like relationship drama, and it's like, oh,
and it gets so bad in those
And it
latter
gets
seasons.
so bad.
Yeah.
and
It
like
gets really
it
bad in those
just
latter seasons.
it just feels forced, because like
Yeah.
the half of their dramatic tension was riding on whether or not Jim and Pam will get together, and then it's like, well, they're together now, so we have to make up some bullshit reason for them to get mad at each other.
I still think I can understand why you soured on it now.
Yeah.
I still think that their relationship, not issues, but like I still think like the wedding double episode is very good.
Yeah. That's a good one.
There's some there's a part where Michael's talking to, I think, her grandma in a hotel room, and she's talking about how she saw Bruno on the TV. She's like, I just kept thinking, how did they pick such a hotel room? Talking about the gay sex scene from
Yeah.
Bruno. So that's very funny, but yeah, I don't know. It's funny because I literally think Parks and not literally, that's the wrong use of literally. I don't want to use the word incorrectly.
Yeah.
I think that Parks and Rec improves on everything that The Office did.
Yeah.
In every way.
I think Parks and Rec is consistently funnier.
It's the banger version of The Office.
Pretty much, yeah.
And if you really want to get crazy, the all bangers, no bad ideas of The Batch is Better Off Ted. Have you ever seen Better Off Ted?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's psychotic. it's like every ridiculous part of both of those shows cranked up to 12.
Damn.
And it is so stupid.
That sounds pretty good, honestly.
It's some Office writers and the entire Arrested Development team.
Oh.
So it bangs.
How have I not heard of this
It's only 2
before?
seasons.
Oh, that's probably why.
But like honestly, that's all you need. Like
Yeah.
if they did another one, it would like, I think it would kind of suck.
Well.
But like it is such a banger.
yeah.
It's so good. Better Off Ted is so good.
Hell yeah.
Did you like The Good Place?
I never saw it. I think I watched like the first episode around when it came out, and I was like, this is cool, and then I never went back to it. I'm like, I got so bad at watching sitcoms. Like
I think it's I think it's like the patience that you have for it like runs out as you get older.
Yeah.
Especially like with how much prestige TV is pushed on like specifically our demographic.
Yeah. Like I could either sit through like 8 seasons of 20 episodes of a sitcom where like as it goes on, it's gonna get progressively more hit or miss.
Yeah.
Or I can watch Mr. Robot again. And
Okay.
9 times out of 10, I'm picking Mr. Robot again.
Interesting. I want to talk more about TV stuff, but we do have a song to get to.
That's true.
I can't believe I'm saying that because normally I will just ramble on for 90 or so minutes and we'll barely talk about the song. But I really like this song, so I want to do it justice.
Song. Yeah.
If you want more TV talk, hop on Patreon.
Hop on the Patreon. $5 a month. I know there wasn't one last week, but Carson had an affliction.
3 afflictions.
3 afflictions. One of them being laryngitis, meaning he literally could not talk.
Literally couldn't talk. It was very funny because I had to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
And I've explained my Galaxy Gas coworker to you, right?
Yeah.
Have I explained it on pod?
I don't know.
I think I have. I have a coworker whose brain is like broken from Galaxy Gas. I walk in. It was the day after. I opened the store. Obviously, like didn't have to interact with anybody before that, and I was like, all right, I'll just like have a cough drop in like all day, and if I have to talk to customers, like it's gonna sound like shit, but like I'll say something,
Yeah.
And Galaxy Gas walks in, and he's like, "What's up, Carson?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, like I have laryngitis. I'm really trying not to talk today. I'm sorry, I'm sorry that we like can't have conversations, but like I can't talk." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." So anyway, and then like just like goes into like just clearly did not listen to me. Tried to talk to me all fucking day, and I was just like, just not in my head. It was honestly worse than talking to him.
Yeah.
Because talking to him, I can like deflect him and like make fun of him to his face. I was like, oh my Lord. But anyway, I'm Carson. He, him.
I'm Dawson. He, him. Welcome back to the Saint of Scenes, a podcast. We are
a podcast about Fall Out Boy.
We are 20 minutes in.
Whatever.
I think 21 minutes in.
21.
And just now introducing the podcast. Hello, everyone.
It's okay. We've done worse. I think we've been 40 minutes in and introduced the podcast before.
Yeah. Just in case anyone was like clicking on a random podcast and going, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Come on!"
This is a podcast about Fall Out Boy. We do one Fall Out Boy song every episode. We spin a wheel of every Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah.
We're going to do this until we're dead. So,
yep.
Feels like it.
Because it's probably going to take that long.
Certainly does.
But we do have a song today, as we normally do, and that song is called Fake Out. Here's a snippet of it. And it's over.
It's over. Look at that.
Look at that. Can you believe this?
I feel like that Michael Jackson gif. I love this song.
I thought you were talking about the one where he like puts the gun down. Like, life is worth living. Don't shoot me, army man.
I saw somebody use that, but a reverse of it. So he picked the gun up and pointing it at himself.
God, that would have been me if we got like centuries or something.
Oh Lord, I know it's coming. I can feel it, like a train, like if you're
like a
train
coming at you. I feel like we're
gonna
gonna get it in like the next month or something,
Yeah.
and we're gonna be so sad.
Yeah. Did we end up doing "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out" for Christmas, like as a Christmas episode?
I think we just got it on the wheel around Christmas time.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, like we've done that song already.
They don't have a second Christmas song, do they?
Nope.
Centuries
far
is
as I
probably
know.
the closest one because it is maybe as annoying as something like Jingle Bell Rock.
I'd say no, it's less annoying. I fucking hate that song.
Jingle Bell Rock?
Yeah,
I despise that song.
yeah. I can't imagine, like, especially working at like
Like
do
a
you have?
department store?
Yeah, do you have to like put on Christmas music at your
Me?
job?
No. I
That's
put on
good.
whatever the fuck I want.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me too.
If Jingle Bell Rock comes on, skip.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not.
Skip.
Skip.
Yeah, we should do. I think
Get out of here.
we should do like a. We could do like a Patreon of like most annoying Christmas songs.
No. Can I be real with you? Absolutely not.
We don't have to listen to all of them. We just talk about which ones we don't like the most.
You know what's funny is around this time every year I start hearing "All I Want for Christmas Is You"
Mm-hmm.
like an annoying amount. I think I've heard it once. Legitimately,
Interesting.
I think I've successfully avoided it somehow.
Yeah,
Which is kind of amazing.
I don't like. I've managed to get through most of my life without working retail or a restaurant job. So most often I don't.
Not a man of the people, everybody.
No, fuck y'all. You can all die as far as I'm concerned.
And I've only worked those jobs. That's not true. I did software sales for a while, but
Yeah. I've managed to get by not having to do that, which I'm very
Yeah.
lucky to do. But that does mean I basically never have to listen to the radio or like the selection of songs that'll play in restaurants or department stores or retail. So like whenever whenever the season comes around, usually I'm hearing it like around Christmas time when I'm with my family and like they have the radio on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, normally I will just hear it in life.
Yeah.
Like at the fucking grocery store and shit. I went to the grocery store today. I was there for a while.
Nothing?
I didn't hear it once.
Damn.
Yeah.
Were they playing Christmas music?
I don't remember.
Probably not then.
I was buying a 16-pack of Celsius for reasons unknown.
Nobody knows why.
Nobody knows why.
Nobody.
Whoa. Anyway, Fake Out.
Yeah. It's kind of a Christmassy
I was
song.
about to say that. Yeah, that was coming out of my mouth that this is kind of a Christmassy song.
That discussion wasn't irrelevant.
It's very pleasant and it's very upbeat, and like you could almost, if you threw some bells in there, it wouldn't drive you crazy, you know?
Yeah.
What did you think the first time you heard this song?
First time I heard it was at Criminal Records.
Listening party?
Yeah, listening to the album before it came out. And I remember when it got to this point in the album, this is track 4, I had been like live texting you updates. And I remember when it got to this point, I was like, Carson, they're back.
Yeah, I do remember that.
They're so back.
Because I remember during Hold Me Like a Grudge, you were like, it's different and it's like pop Fall Out Boy, but it's good. And then Fake Out played and you were like, oh, we are back.
Yeah. We are so back.
And I gotta agree with you. Like, I think this point of the album was when I was just like, oh yeah, I'm in on this.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, there's so many little things that just, I mean, not even things that remind me of old Fall Out Boy, but things that remind me that Pete and Patrick is still a endlessly winning combination.
Yeah.
There's something about this that just scratches that little magical quality. And it's funny because I think we talk about So Good right now, and what's the other one from this record we don't like very much? Is there one? Is it just that song?
It might be just that one. I know that one's the most common that comes up whenever we talk.
And there's
about
a lyric in What a Time to Be Alive that we don't like very much.
Yeah, the quarantine blues.
Yeah. But like, even despite that, this song not only was like a reminder that these two together is such a winning combo, but it also was like, I have hope for what they do next, regardless of like the ties to trying to be relevant or trying to do something gimmicky, like in the way that So Good right now is.
Yeah.
And for what So Good right now is gimmick is, I think they do it very well. But we're not talking about that song today.
Yeah.
This is such a good song.
It's so fucking good. Like,
it reminds me of like all the best parts of like 2000s pop, and also like jangly like 90s like Liz
like Liz Phair and stuff like that.
Liz Phair, what am I thinking of? What's the Lilith Fair? It reminds me of like Lilith Fair music, but Patrick Stump singing it.
Yeah.
Lilith Fair for boys.
Lilith Fair for dudes.
Yeah. We need a dude Lilith Fair.
Just like how we needed dude wipes, we need Lilith Fair for dudes.
I'm talking Mount Erie. I'm talking Sun Kill Moon.
Uh-oh.
Maybe not him. I'm talking swans.
Uh-oh. Fuck. Okay, I'm talking Sufjan Stevens.
I'm talking.
We got one.
Has one. I'm talking Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
I'm
talking Falling in Reverse.
Oh! Lilith Fair for dudes. Oh man, that's really good. Talking MJ Lenderman, McGee.
I'm talking fucking.
I know his name's McGee.
I thought it was McGee.
I don't know what it is actually. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I think it might be McGee.
I just he's the Big Mike in question.
Yeah.
From Dijon's Big Mike's house. So
Yes.
Dijon in the Big Blue house. I don't know.
So true.
Yeah.
Hey, drop an album, Dijon.
Don't tell him what to do.
Hey, please drop an album.
Take your
Dijon,
time on the
if
album.
you like.
Take your time on the album. Do
if you
whatever you want.
want.
Make it maybe a little bit longer this time. How long is that? Absolutely, like 32 minutes.
Something like that.
Too short.
She absolutely. So true.
Because the dress looks nice on her still.
So damn true.
Yeah, I think the sound of this one is so fun, and like the electronic, like kind of like drum machine drums at the beginning are so cool. And then when the real
really
drums
well.
kick in, it rocks.
Mhm.
I remember this was one of the first ones that they played on like a morning show. I
Mhm.
think they played it on Good Morning America. And they did it with like super minimal tracks. And it sounded so good. Patrick's doing the sway thing he does.
Yeah.
I just gotta find a window to break out.
Yeah.
Buried alive inside my dream. You gotta get video for that one.
Yeah. You're
to,
an audio
to
listener.
see me do that one.
You're missing out.
Lyrically, maybe my favorite one on the record. I don't know.
I think the thing about this song that I don't think we really talk about that much is that Kintsugi Kid is the better version of this song, and it's on the same album.
I don't disagree with that whatsoever.
That doesn't mean this song is bad, of course.
No.
But it's like Kintsugi Kid is a 10, and then this is like an 8. Like, I know I'm spoiling my rating, but like that's just kind of how this song goes.
No, you're not spoiling your rating.
I
could make you like it more.
So true. So like that, for me, that kind of extends lyrically. But I do think this song is really good lyrically. I think it does like the kind of sappy romantic stuff really well. Doesn't get cheesy. It kind of rides the line. But this song in general does, so it's fine.
Yeah. I just think the Love Is in the Air. I just got to figure out a window to break out is.
Oh yeah, that's
such a
great line.
Such a great line. Such a Pete line too. Like it's you know, that was another element of We're Back was I was like, wow. Yeah, that's a Pete line if I've ever heard one.
He's cooking.
He's cooking for show.
He's a cooking. He's in the kitchen right now.
Yeah, no. I do. If anything took away from this lyric, if anything took away from this lyrically, it'd be the therapy line.
Yeah.
But
it's
what are you
fine.
gonna do?
You know, it's not the worst lyric.
It's
ever
not
made.
the worst lyric in the world. No.
No.
What are you gonna do?
There's worse lyrics on this album.
I worry that people watch us shit all over the 3 Def Jam records. I feel like people watch us do that, and then we give so much praise and allow so many things to be excused on this record. I think what you all need to understand is that this song is not trying to do anything but be a good song.
Yeah.
Whereas that is where so much of the disliking for the Def Jam records comes from, that being the 3 before this record, is there's so many songs that are like literally written for movies, Immortals for Big Hero 6, or written to be placed into potential opportunities such as Centuries was, like a college football song,
Mhm.
like the week it came out.
It was already in there.
It was already in rotation for college football.
It still is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like probably the only Fall Out Boy song that some people know,
Yeah.
which is really depressing. But these songs are not trying to do anything but get back to Fall Out Boy writing good songs again.
Yeah.
And I think that a line like that in something like on like American Beauty, American Psycho, I think we'd scoff at that line.
Mhm.
And I'm not denying that, like, there is some bias on this record, but like I at least know that it's a lyric that means something on this song.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes for us excusing anything on this record of like me saying So Good right now is like good at its gimmick. Like, would I hate that song if it was American Beauty, American Psycho? Not necessarily, but like I do think it's a very different song if it ends up on that record, even if it's trying to do the same gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is the album where they just decided to write 11 or 12. 11, right? Because there's a transition.
Yeah, basically.
They just decided to write 11 great songs.
Yeah.
And I think that is like just fine. And I know that this is coming from a place of like, this is the lyric that I wanted to write. This is what was on my heart, you know? Not my favorite lyric in the world.
No.
But 40-year-old man writing emo lyrics. So I got some grace for him on that one.
If he can whip out bangers like Love Is in the Air, I just got to figure out a window to break out.
Literally the lyric immediately after it.
Yeah. I can forgive it, especially in this context, because like before this, he was not doing that.
Well, it's just like
he was like on the Def Jam records, it was harder to appreciate good lyrics like that.
That's how I want to refer to them now as the Def Jam records.
It's a concise way to do it. Like less syllables than post hiatus.
Yeah.
Easier to say too.
The Def Jam records are just like take Irresistible for an example. Like the Pete Wentz that I know and love has a much different and much more convoluted way to say, I love the way you hurt me. It's irresistible.
Yeah.
Like, I know that Pete Wentz can come up with a convoluted, clever, funny way of saying that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, because that song and those records are geared towards the biggest audience that it can go to.
Yeah. And it worked.
It worked. That's the thing, is like, I don't think that Dawson or I will ever fault them for trying to be the biggest band in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a noble effort. I think you have to do a lot of pandering to get there.
Yeah.
And in the changing landscape of having to compete with the fan bases of a 21 Pilots or an Imagine Dragons, who's, not exactly the wordsmiths of the century.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the changing landscape that they were in, like, it may have been what they felt like they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as we've seen, like when they go and write 11 great songs, like they win the goodwill back, and then they, are bigger than ever. So
yeah. Well, my thing is, I don't know if they could get to this point where they can just write 11 good songs
without
and have it bang without that.
Oh, and there's no way to know. So I think that is
that's my read. I don't think
no. And I agree with that entirely. I'm just sort of I guess what I'm saying is like I think that maybe sometimes our praise of this record comes off as a little boomery.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm just making kind of qualifying statements for like there's just there's just a little more effort and a little more love put into this.
Yeah.
And it took time, and it took it took the knowledge of this is what it sounds like when we simplify things to get to this point of like, this is what it sounds like when we get back to putting all the TLC in the world into a record.
Yeah.
So that's just where I'm at with it, I guess. But
it really was a like hearing this song especially for the first time was just such a great experience, because it's like, you know, you get through the first 3 tracks of a record and it's like they can still fuck this up.
yeah, for sure.
But you get to the 4th one, and if they still haven't fucked it up,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, we're probably
Maybe
in
we're-
for something
maybe
pretty
we're
good.
in, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we're back. So like
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, the first time you're gonna hear this song is through a full listen of the album the first time.
Sure.
And like,
By the way, I can't believe this wasn't a single.
I know. I feel like it could have
feels
worked
like
really
such
well.
a natural single, especially with the other songs that were.
Yeah.
But you know,
What can you do?
what can you do?
I feel like the song got a little underemphasized in the rollout.
I
But
agree.
It has more streams than a lot of the deep cuts. So like, I feel like the people are latching onto it in a way that they should.
Yeah. Do you think this is a good song if Green Day writes it?
Ooh. No.
I agree. I think this is a uniquely Fall Out Boy song.
I think if Green Day does it, especially at the time that they're at right now, because
Or
like
Weezer, or like just
Weezer
a
could pull it off.
contemporary.
I think Weezer could pull
Weezer
it off.
could pull this song off. Yeah.
I don't think Green Day now could pull this off.
Mm.
Even then, like, I don't know if Green Day ever could pull this off, because like they usually when they get like sentimental with it,
Yeah.
it sucks. Even in their
Good
prime.
Riddance is a great song.
Oh yeah, of course, but
Yeah.
like that's good riddance.
Yeah, that was written by God.
Yeah,
that-
I'm talking like 21st Century Breakdown, like 21 Guns and stuff like that. Like I think 21 Guns sucks.
I think we talked about this on the show. I think that's the worst Green Day song. And they have
I don't
like
know about
stinkers.
the worst.
No,
Like,
no. That one's by far the worst. Like
I don't think I. What? Okay.
you don't have to hear the fucking Father of All Motherfuckers songs in life. You have to hear 21 Guns in life
That's true.
and in movies.
That's true.
The Transformers series of films, which I know you enjoy.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're my favorite series of films.
Sam, put your dick in my ass.
Sam, I need you to put your penis in my exhaust pipe.
Fuck the cube, Sam.
Fuck the cube, Sam.
Sam, lick the cube. Slower.
Bumblebee, you fucking piece of shit.
Did you see the Did you see the like testing if the new Linkin Park album is good? And it's just
So putting it over the ending of Transformers.
I love it.
It worked.
It works great. Might talk about that record on the Patreon. I would
haven't
like
listened
to.
it.
I'd like to give my thoughts behind a paywall.
Okay.
Anyway, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Have you ever listened to a song and you've heard the lyrics and gone, get a little Dr. Seuss with it?
No.
That was a criticism that Marty lobbed at a song that I really liked.
Which song?
I can't say it on pod, but
Okay.
it's a friend song. But that is a criticism that Marty said about a song, was that it was a little too Dr. Seuss because it rhymed too much.
Yeah.
Which I think what he means is like,
Very appropriate to say as the drummer of a mathcore band.
yeah, right. Well, I think what he means is like the rhymes are maybe a little predictable.
Yeah, a little too like elementary with it.
How do you feel about we all started off as shiny dimes, but we all got flipped too many times?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's an appropriately kind of corny metaphor for this song that is not ashamed to be corny.
This song isn't afraid of being corny at all.
No.
And I think the line after it, which is, we did it for futures that never came and for past that we're never going to change.
That makes up
which I
for it.
love.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
If
I
the
will say-
Dimes line was the emphasis of that part, it would be worse.
Yes.
But then they
Or if they
emphasize it
repeated
better.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Which they loved doing a few years ago.
If they repeated it, that ooh.
Yeah. The annotation for, oh, we all started off as shiny dimes. Oh, we all started off as shiny dimes, but we all got flipped too many times refers to how they, being Fall Out Boy, started as a shiny new thing. Something to marvel over and touch. But they got flipped too many times, meaning they fell out of media spotlight as new, more fascinating bands and media personalities appear. They feel like they lost their shininess and were lost and abused until they were old and nothing fascinating, until they felt like dimes that had been in circulation for decades. Alternatively, the line, we all started off as shiny dimes, may be referring to the heart of someone, and how when they started dating, the metaphorical dime was shiny and untouched. But we all got flipped too many times could mean how the dime, heart, has been through the hands of many, wearing it down with age and repetitive contact.
Worth noting, this is an unreviewed annotation with no upvotes. Couple things. One, I love touching Fall Out Boy.
I love touching. I love marveling and touching Fall Out Boy.
My favorite activities to do while listening to Fall Out Boy is marveling and touching. Second, I would argue that Fall Out Boy has only ever felt like the thing of the past 2 times. One, when Foley came out, on release, which has been retroactively vindicated.
Of course.
And 2, when Mania came out and they got no hits.
Yes.
And that is not significant enough for this to be like the whole focus.
I don't think so.
I get that they probably wrote that with that in mind.
Sure.
Because they have written about like feeling out of fashion a bunch. It's a classic Fall Out Boy.
I think, no.
But like the way they talk about it, it's never like they never feel like they're actually out of fashion when they sing about it.
I think it's definitely something that they're worried about. I think Pete Wentz is very much somebody who, I think Pete and Patrick are 2 people who are worried about what their legacy is going to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like another way to read that line isn't for it to be that the shininess is relevancy, but maybe that the shininess is favor, I guess.
Yeah.
We all started off and we could do nothing wrong and everything that we tried was a hit. And then, you could consider the hiatus a flip of sorts. Then their shit started to stink, then their shit started to be looked at with a more critical eye, and it wasn't like, well, you can't just get away with anything.
Yeah.
And I think that they definitely felt that even more post-Mania. As much as they defend that record and stand by that record, I think they do feel that they fell out of favor. So I think that's maybe another way to read that lyric. I think so much of this record is about feeling the dread of like making something that no one liked. Because I mean, they did feel it twice. I do think they felt that way about Foley quite a bit. And not to compare Foley to Mania, I know that there's somebody freaking out listening right now who's like, "Oh my god, we finally see what I see." But I think that this is I think that it's maybe not a lyric about relevancy.
I would say the favor read is probably closer to what it is, because they've never been completely irrelevant, and they've never been like they've been on the cusp of it, but they've always brought it back.
I love the lyric "Castle Temp Red Wine."
Yeah. Castle temperature.
That's so awesome.
God damn you guys.
You want to read the annotation for that?
Sure. Castle temp wine is typically a bit cooler than the room temperature, much like a cellar/cold basement. It gets cold all on its own, much like someone's mood gets after going through a hard time. Pete stated in a track-by-track interview that this line was inspired by what some radio guy told him is the way you're supposed to have your red wine.
He just like me for real.
He just like
he has little interactions in life that he mentally notebooks to save in his lyrics.
It's like, oh, that's good. I gotta bring that up later.
Yeah, no, for real. Do you ever you know Eyeless by Slipknot? You know that song?
No.
Okay, the chorus is just Corey Taylor repeating "You can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes" over and over, which is like a crazy lyric.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's one of the coolest lyrics ever written.
Yeah.
And every time I bring up that it's a really cool lyric, there's always some fucking dickhead that's like, you know, he didn't actually come up with that. He heard a homeless schizophrenic guy outside say it. It's like, who fucking cares? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I know. It's a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
And he also thought it was cool, and he put it in the song, and he's smart for doing that. Because it's some hard shit to say.
Yeah. It's same shit with I feel like you won't go before you're supposed to is gonna turn into a similar thing. Cause that, first of all, crazy good thing to name your album. Also, like, I think it's insane how that if to gush about the Knocked Loose record for a minute.
Oh, please do.
I think it's so crazy how
it's
a
so
lot
good.
of it's a fucking phenomenal record, but also the like the main themes of like losing faith with religion and like being disillusioned by it. It's kind of ironic how that title ties into that theme with like the origin of it. Like, if you don't know, the origin of that was Brian, is that his name? Brian was on a plane and he fucking hates flying. And he was talking to like this old lady who was in the seat next to him, and talking about like, yeah, I'm a singer, you know, and like I hate flying, but I have to do it all the time. And then the lady was like, oh, don't worry, you won't go before you're supposed to. And then he was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So like the title wasn't born out of a lyric; it did become a lyric, but like they named the record that. And I think it's crazy how that sentiment is rooted in like religious faith of like, you are on God's plan.
Sure. Yeah.
You're supposed to go when God takes you, and you won't go before then. And like finding comfort in that, but also having reservations about religion in general. It's just so like,
it's cool.
There's just so much to that record.
So sick.
It's so goddamn cool.
So sick.
What a good fucking album. God. And it's heavy as shit too. Fuck.
It's so heavy.
Oh, I'm so pissed about heavy music today. Not to sound like a fucking boomer, but
yeah.
I've seen this take pop up and I completely agree with it, but like a lot of heavy music is just pop music with down-tuned guitars. And like it sucks. I know you can't really speak much about this cuz like you're in a heavy band that is touring with other heavy bands.
Well,
so.
Also our we have a song coming out that's pop music with down-tuned guitars. So,
you know what I'm talking about, though.
But I would never call that song. You've heard that song. I would never ever call that song a metalcore song.
No,
like it's got a breakdown and it's got like riffs, but like it's a pop song. I've always called it a pop song.
See, what I'm talking about, like a pop song, like Todd in the Shadows had like a I think it was Todd. He had a really good point when
it was God in the Shadows.
So true. When he talked about Not Like Us and like the beef in general, he was like, pop, when you ascribe it to rap, is an insult. And that's what people like. That's a big criticism against Drake, is that he's a pop rapper,
sure,
rather than a rapper. And I think it's a valid criticism because so much of like the ethos of rap music is like authenticity
Sure.
and
Yeah.
being being real and all that.
Being true to oneself.
Being true to oneself and representing that in your music. And then the stigma with pop rap is that pop rap is inherently antithetical to that.
Yes, of course.
And I think you can levy a similar criticism at this new kind of pop metal. I don't think that metal has been rooted in authenticity as much because there's a lot of bands that just sing about killing people and they don't actually do that.
Sure. Yeah.
So like I don't think you can make that criticism from the same place, but I think that criticism kind of applies. And like there is a conversation to be had about how pop shouldn't be an insult.
Sure.
Especially with this whole poptimism movement.
Yeah.
And like how the retroactive reappraisal of like Britney Spears and stuff
Sure.
like that, and how like all that's good actually. I think some of it is given a little too much leeway, but we won't.
The
get into
difference, I mean, like at some point we do need to just like maybe when the Patreon wheel runs out, we do just need to do like the poptimism autopsy.
Yeah.
Because I could like literally we could get 3 episodes out of that, I think.
Oh yeah.
The difference with I'm going to just use the term pop metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with pop metalcore is that the retroactive appreciation for that stuff will only come for things that are undeniable.
Yeah.
For example, like I think Doomsday by Architects, undeniable song.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing song. Like changed the landscape of metalcore and I guess you could say of pop metalcore for forever probably.
Yeah.
That song's amazing and I think it stands the test of time for the most part. There's in a similar way to like forgive me for shitting on her, but in a similar way to like how there's always going to be retroactive appreciation for songs like Pocket Full of Sunshine and Unwritten and Britney Spears' catalog, there's never going to be retroactive appreciation for like Bebe Rexha's catalog.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there's the authentic thing, there's the real thing that influences everything else, and then there's the cheap imitation.
Mm-hmm. And
the cheap imitation, while it seems so loud right now, is going to get so quiet.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't really find myself complaining about pop metalcore, because in actuality, I was put here on this earth to write good songs, and if they happen to be pop songs with down-tuned guitars, so be it.
Yeah.
I was not put on the earth to be a cheap imitation, and I don't think anybody was. So, by that metric, yes, there is a lack of authenticity. I think there absolutely is a lack of authenticity because you're sitting there and you're looking at Doomsday by Architects and you're going, well, I'd like to do exactly that.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that exactly right now.
Yeah, I think.
Or you're looking at, I mean, no one's really knocked loose. No one's ever going to be, but
no.
Like you're looking at, I don't know, just pretty much anything that has gained traction. Bring Me the Horizon. That too, like of like, yeah, oh, we're gonna like have a really heavy verse, and then we're gonna transition to these fucking Nashville ass chords for the chorus, like
yeah.
And I think people have been tricked into thinking that middling quality with high sales and high streams is equivalent to longevity.
Yeah.
And it's again the thing of like the cheap imitation is so loud when it's there.
Yeah.
And then it just fades away with time.
Yeah. I think I should like clarify my stance a little bit. I'm not saying that pop songs with down-tuned guitars are inherently a bad idea.
Right, of course.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think what are you looking for?
My keys. I was making sure I had them.
Oh, okay.
Didn't lock them in my car.
I think a great example of that idea working is I Disagree by Poppy.
Yeah.
That whole record.
Awesome record.
Amazing record.
Awesome pop metalcore record.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like it fuses elements of pop and metalcore, and like that's another thing. The term metalcore has kind of lost all meaning.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
Jane Doe by Converge
metalcore
is metalcore.
Yeah.
And then you're ascribing that to like fucking
Bad Omens,
to Bad Omens
Token,
and stuff like that. And it's like that's okay. We've lost the plot a little bit. But
for sure.
My issue is like I guess what I was coming from with authenticity, because like I'm not denying that those songs can be written from a place, like from an authentic place, as far as like the
of
themes
course
and
not.
stuff.
I didn't think you were implying that at all.
But I'm more saying that they're taking the aesthetics of songs that they like, and not considering anything else about it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
so like, yeah, they're taking the down-tuned guitars and putting a breakdown at the end. Like
well,
just
the breakdown's always the bridge.
Oh yeah, the breakdown at the bridge and then the final chorus. They're taking that kind of thoughtlessly and like just like, well, this is what everybody else is doing, so we have to do that. And it's like not giving any thought to what fits the song more appropriately, and just it's resulting in a lot of shit sounding the same. And like I hear a lot of it because Scott works on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so like with
I have
him,
a feeling he's about to show me some mid once we're done with
this. He works on a lot of stuff, and because he works on a lot of stuff, he's tapped into a lot of stuff. So he's like always listening to some new stuff that like even if he's not working on it, he's like showing me, and it's like, check this out. And then like most of the time I'm like, this shit is ass, but thank you for showing me.
Sure,
you know? Yeah. And like usually my problem is the same problem, because like it sounds the same and they're taking the same elements and not doing anything with them, just like everybody else is doing. And like I kind of had this conversation with Scott where I was like, my problem is not that it doesn't sound heavy, but that it isn't heavy. Because like you can make it sound heavy without it actually being heavy.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge difference between Knocked Loose and Sleep Token.
Yeah.
Not that Sleep Token has never written a good song, but they very deliberately, like I'm using them as an example, but like truth be told, they are a lot more interesting than most of the bands that I'm talking about. They at least try stuff out.
I was gonna mention like Don't Reach for me is like straight up structured like a pop song.
Yeah.
Like whether you notice it or not is irrelevant. It is. And like it's got one of the biggest, craziest choruses on it. It's so awesome.
Part of the reason why I love that song so much is because the chorus is so big.
I think that might be my favorite Knocked Loose song, just period.
Totally valid.
It's so good.
It's so fucking
That's like
good.
the coolest song I've ever heard.
But like the
amazing fucking song.
There's just a quality to that song where like you listen to it and I was like, this is heavy as shit. Even though it shares a lot of the same elements.
I start going like this when I hear that song.
I go like, holy fuck.
Yeah. One of the greatest bands of all time. Like, no joke.
Yeah.
I think that band just deserves the world.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They've
100%.
done the work. They're great people. They're an awesome band. They write incredible songs. So
I hope they get added to Fortnite.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'll play as Isaac in Fortnite.
Not impossible.
In his cloak.
They're big fans of Fortnite.
That is dope.
Yeah.
Did you see Isaac's new Iceman Ibanez that he got?
No.
It's like the same green that the album theme is.
Oh, nice.
It's so sexy. Also, they've been doing a lot of black and white footage and a lot of black and white photography of them.
I fuck with it.
and I think it looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like, there's just something about that band that, like, they make black and white so cool.
Dude, the Moss Covers All video is insane.
So good.
So good. God, that's a good
Yeah.
name.
That might be album of the year, too. It's
It's
too
up
short,
there.
but
I think
that's
it's
my one criticism with it. Is, like, originally I think I told you that, like, I was like, yeah, the songwriting isn't grabbing me as well as the EP is, as well as the EP did.
I do remember you saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just be honest about my first impressions, and then I gave it another shot while we were on the Cowboy tour, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I think this might be their best record.
Yeah.
And
It's easily their best for me.
yeah, I like a long album. I get it. A 28-minute metalcore record, kind of par for the course. I am very excited for the indulgent fourth Knocked Loose record.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the Vanity, the Isaac Hale Vanity project that I'm sure is coming.
Yeah. I think that album's length works in its favor because it is so crushingly heavy.
Oh yeah.
That if it went on for too much longer, I think it would get tiring.
Do you want to know something? Do you want to know what I think?
What?
I think they got another one like ready to go.
I
think
would.
they got another something like ready to go.
I wouldn't be shocked, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they're very good at being a band.
Incredibly good at being a band.
Yeah.
They made us wait a long time. So
take notes.
Yeah.
If you're in a band.
Tearing the Fabric of Life.
Great
Still
EP.
maybe the greatest EP of all time. But
it's up there for sure.
It's awesome.
Crazy EP.
Fake Out.
Yeah. Fake Out by Fall Out Boy. Well, we talked about it a good amount.
We did, yeah. I mean, I feel like we should maybe point out some more lyrics. Love is in the air. I just gotta find it. I keep thinking the lyric is I just gotta find another window. It's I just gotta figure out a window to break out. I keep tripping over the words. Here he is feeling suffocated by the love in the air. While it's good, he knows it will not last and feels the need to get out, possibly to protect himself. That is not how I read that lyric at all.
No, I read he's breaking out of the window to get
love. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I was like,
love is in the air and he's inside where the air isn't.
Yeah.
So he's got to find the window.
He's got to find a window to break out. I love Buried Alive Inside My Dreams, but it was all a fake out.
Yeah.
I think that is such a good I think that's such a good lyric.
And naming the song after that lyric is great too.
Yeah, no, too. Like, I don't know. There's something about the title of like Fake Out by Fall Out Boy is just like such a it's such a them thing, I guess. I don't know. I just like saying it. I like seeing it too.
Very appropriate.
Very, very appropriate. Being buried in a dream that being buried in a dream that you are stuck and conflicted about something. In this case, you are tricking yourself that you are still the same person and need to find a way to get away from yourself. You are searching for a way out of the place you are stuck in, but you're the one who put yourself in there. Well, thanks, jackass. Faking out means making someone believe something that is not true, most often used in sports and cinema, and likely referring to dreams. It was not what they thought it would be.
I think, no. I think that is related to the window lyric because he's saying that he has got to find a window to break out, but being buried alive inside his dreams and it not being real means that like the window is easier to find than he thought. So,
yeah, that's how I read it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
this is
not to say that our readings are correct all the time.
No, they're not, but they're correct this time for sure. Yeah, I do kind of like my mood board is just pictures of you.
That's pretty cute.
And
that feels like a lyric they could have written in like fucking Take This to Your Grave.
Oh, definitely. This is weird. A reference. The annotation on this is has to be unreviewed.
To which lyric?
To my mood board is just pictures of you.
My boob.
My boob.
It is
A
not
reference to
unreviewed.
the song "Pictures of You" by The Cure. Pete Wentz has mentioned being a fan of the album that this song comes from, Disintegration. This is pretty much my favorite thing ever. It's a Cure platinum record for Disintegration. In a 2023 interview, Wentz said of the song, "Fake Out calls to a little bit of the influence of The Cure or something like that, and some parts of Dance Dance." Yeah, that is not a reference to "Pictures of You" by The Cure. I think it's meant to be the words "Pictures of You."
It could be. I mean, especially
It's a
since
great song.
especially since he brought up The Cure when talking about this song. It could be.
It definitely has a Cure vibe, but I
think he might have been talking more specifically about sonically.
it could also be a little double entendre, which we know he loves. Yeah.
So true. I think
One of the best parts of the Drake Kendrick beef was you better hit him with a double, triple, quadruple entendre.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Double, quadruple entendre, and then he did.
And then
everyone was like, "Holy fuck, he did!"
No.
God, yeah, this is a damn good song. I think
This is a great one.
I think also another moment where I was like, PogChamp or so back was when at the third chorus when everything drops out and it's just Patrick harmonizing with himself.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
Dawson, I was
fuck.
euphoric.
I was like, we're so fucking back, dude.
It works every time for me too. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's a similarly euphoric moment to the instrumental bridge of Kintsugi Kid.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, amazing to have two moments like that on the same record.
There's so
this
many.
late into your
There's so
career.
many dog with your head out the car window moments on this record.
We've done that 2 episodes in a row now.
Really?
Yeah, we did
Why
this
did we do
last
it
week
last
too.
time?
I don't know.
When I got hit in the balls,
No.
I made a similar noise.
I went like, and you were like, I don't like that.
With bronchitis, I did that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nuts. Let's rate this thing. Yeah.
8 out of 10.
I'm gonna go 9.
Awesome.
Great
Thank you so
song.
much for listening. If you're still listening, if you're not listening, you can't hear me anyway. So,
Fuck you.
I don't know, something. I was gonna come up with something, then I didn't. But yeah, thanks. Follow Carson and I's bands at the Calistyle Boys on Instagram, at Calistyle Boys on Twitter. Follow my band at Bummer Hill on Instagram, at Bummer Hill ATL on Twitter. We both have a show coming up December 7th. It is sold out, and we don't have any more guest list spots. Please stop asking.
Seriously.
I appreciate that
If
you
these
want to come.
motherfuckers turn in a 20-person guest list. Whew.
I appreciate that you want to come to the show. However, the tickets were on sale for like a month and a half. And they were $15. So kind of a skill issue. And anyway.
Well, the economy is very rough right now.
I know, but
But-
you know. Have you seen prices for other shows? This is a 5-band bill and it's $15.
I know that, like, you're paying $3 per band, motherfucker. Like,
Come on.
come on.
Anyway,
I mean, we did that on purpose, and we're
Yeah.
probably gonna do it again. It's gonna be the same price.
oh,
Yeah.
get your tickets for next time at this show.
Have you ever been like talking to someone's dad who knows you're in a band, and they're like, you know, Fugazi, their tickets were $5. Cool.
I don't talk to a lot of dads.
I talk to so many dads.
I feel like you kind of have to at your point in being
All
in
the
a band.
orgies. Yeah.
Yeah. All the
Um,
gay orgies with
all
dads.
the gay orgies with dads.
Follow the band at The Dreaded Wheel on Twitter. Subscribe
band?
to our the podcast. This is like having a band.
It is similar to.
Subscribe to the Patreon. $5 a month gets you an extra episode every week, except when one of us is overcome with an affliction that we cannot record with.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to both of us. So
Yeah.
That's just is your phone dead?
The phone is broken.
Your phone is broken.
It keeps dying at like 30%.
Oh, you need to get a new phone.
Oh, I wish it were that easy, Dawson.
Yeah, why don't you just go out and get one?
Well, yeah, why don't you just go out and
Why
get
don't
a
you just
new
go out
phone?
and do it? I guess we got to stall while your phone turns back on.
It's
It already
back
went
on
through
now.
everything. But your gay phone.
My gay phone.
Gay phone.
What was that?
It was like the TikTok voice.
Gay phone.
Gay phone.
Freaky phone.
Freaky phone. You know?
Let me double check that fake out is off the wheel.
Awesome. And then we will spin around in a circle. We'll stand up and spin around in a circle. Also, we're recording in my bedroom right now rather than Dom's studio. And that is because Dom hates us now.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants
We are
us to
done
die.
with Dom.
We hate him.
Die, Dom.
Die, Dom. Anyway. You ready?
Wheel looking slightly smaller.
Yeah. Noticeably smaller.
Noticeably smaller. You're looking great, sweetheart.
You're looking great. Thin.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go.
We're spinning.
It's going. And why do we even fucking bother, man? Why do we do this shit? Like what's the point, dude? Like what like what why are we on this earth, dude? Like what do we think like what did we think getting into this? Like what did we think was going to happen?
Dom was right. He really is the secret sauce to us getting good songs.
I know. We should have flew him out. even though
Uma
he lives-
Thurman is next, everybody.
Yeah. Well, it was nice having bangers while we had them. We didn't
We
appreciate
tried.
it.
No, we didn't. All right, well,
See you next
see
time.
you next week.